What's up, guys? It's winter. That means nothing to do but work on cars, so let's ignore these things for now and hop in the garage and I'll show you guys what we're doing on the S13 today. It's been a while and I've done quite a bit of things on the engine. As you can see on the table behind me, we have a bunch of engine parts fully built, assembled, and I've gone through a few iterations of the transmission setup, so I'm going to talk about that quickly. And then we'll get into the actual fabrication of the second set of mounts. So I've already done this once. We're going to redo everything because transmission's at a different angle now. So let's get into that. Essentially, there's a couple issues with this setup. Number one, the clutch slave sits on top of the bell housing. So with it being vertical and not tilted like this one is, this sits right up top and it actually comes very close to the factory firewall and trans tunnel. So I had to end up shaving the fins here on the actual casting, and then shaving this down as well for the slave because it was so close. And I'll actually show you here. You can kind of see, but I actually had to bash out a bit of the trans tunnel to clearance that. Finally got it to work, and then realized that when I put the engine where I want it, or even further back, I had it pretty much touching the firewall and it still didn't line up perfectly with the trans hole. I did get it in there, but it was pretty much inside of the firewall. Like, I could not bolt anything to the back of the engine, and you can see where I actually notched it here. I'm gonna have to end up actually fixing this portion of the firewall. I notched it, cut it, and then bent it down to clearance for the solenoid back here. It's crazy looking at it now because it's so leaned over that's not even close, but essentially this was here and it was all the way back. Engine had the hybrid oil pan, which is this one here from the Mark IVs, which is flat, and that's how I got it sitting all the way back. But it just didn't work out. It was, again, I would have had to cut up the trans tunnel and move the engine a bit forward, and then had some kind of remote shifter setup. And at that point, if I'm cutting up the chassis for a transmission that I know is probably not going to hold up, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to sell it. ZF came up locally for a good deal. I just bought it, slapped it in. Unfortunately, I did make mounts and stuff for this setup. So yeah, I ended up getting rid of those mounts, and I'm gonna redo everything. I'll try to throw some pictures in as well, but I did a full OEM refresh with forged rods from CTS Turbo. And then this is still factory, everything on this side, as far as the intake setup goes. And then the exhaust side, I did the Carrot Top tuning, I believe it's called. Bottom mount V-band manifold, and then a Pulsar 4849G, I believe it is, which is the same turbo I have on my SR20 car. So yeah, should be a pretty solid setup, but we'll worry about that stuff later. Today is just getting this thing in the car, off the engine hoist here, and then fully planted. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mounts. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is on both sides there's different mounts. So with the RX-8 setup, I ended up using just factory E36 mounts, but you can see over here just how far they stick up. It's super close now that the engine's tilted, and then it's further away on this side, so it doesn't really work, because I actually am ditching that and moving to like a standard like hockey puck style mount with some big washers. You can see here I have the hockey puck, again a big washer on both sides, and then I have this pipe with a flat washer, thick washer welted on the bottom, and then through here it's actually bolted in, so that's where the nut sits. And then on the engine side, I'm using the same factory locations. Passenger side, it's like this. You can see this is the same kind of mounting style. It's 3 points over here on this side, and that bolts on there. That's the flat plate for that side. And on this side here, it's actually a little bit offset. So what I ended up doing is welding two thick pieces together. Obviously this overlaps a bit, and it's welded on the back side as well. And then I have the 4 factory mounts, and the top is just shimmed with 2 spacers, so it sits flush against the block. So yeah, let's jump right into it, and we'll start building the mounts, get this thing situated, and then we'll go underneath the car and take a look at how we're going to do the transmission setup. All right, so I've made my modifications. Now it'll sit like this, so notched around the pipe there on the bottom, and then flat up against this engine plate mount. So that should be good to go. I'm just gonna throw a few tack welds on that. I actually threw some new gaskets on the oil filter housing and slapped it back in, threw the old filter on so I can check where this engine mount needs to sit because it's slotted. I can still get the factory sized large oil filter in and out, no problem. So I don't have to run like a short filter or anything. It's still clear, it still comes out straight out. So that's where that's gonna sit. And then this side should be all good. Just leave it tacked for now while I work on the other side. So obviously I need to take the stock mount out, get the plate bolted up over here, and then also put the turbo back on the manifold because I gotta figure out a couple things now for this side. It's a bit harder, so I have to clear the turbo manifold up here. The turbo itself is gonna sit quite low, and then any kind of lines that run across need to have space. So this one's I think going to just be more of a straight shot, or even a bend around the back, as opposed to this one where it kind of comes forward, because this side is a little more in line. So we'll figure this one out once I have this side tacked in, so I know this is not going to move, and then we'll switch to that side, obviously. All right, got the welder out just to show you guys. This is now tack welded up here, and then tack welded also here on the back side of this pipe down here. So as you can see, it's pretty low. We're gonna cut a notch out of the top section, but I can still get a socket and a ratchet here. Oil filter clears, very low profile mount. I can get a wrench or a socket on all these as well, so nothing's kind of tight or in the way. Pretty good mount there. Now that it's tacked in place, I know it's not gonna move. You know, I can shift this engine around, that's not going anywhere. Now it's the time for this side. So I put the turbo on just to see our clearances. One thing I was not expecting was how close this is gonna be to the frame rail, but we do have room, so that's gonna be okay. This engine's not really gonna move much. The housing, I'll probably clock a little bit just because we're shooting out to here basically. And then just looking back here at the exhaust side, it's gonna be super easy. We have so much room. I can do a 3-inch no problem, and the wastegate dump can just go straight down from the top there, no issues. The mounts, so I pretty much just put the like hockey puck mount just right there so I can see what I'm working with, and the engine side is right there. So again, no real clearance issues. It's pretty much gonna be from here to here, straight shot. Lines are here and I think down here somewhere for the water. I'm not sure exactly, I don't remember. But oil's right here, so that'll go like that. And then the drain is right there on the pan. So boom, boom, super simple. And we should be good to rock here. I was thinking the turbo would sit more back, but now that I'm looking at it, it makes more sense for it to be forward, because obviously it's bottom mount. I'm used to the top mount stuff. But yeah, pretty awesome. Don't even have to have the turbo in here because I know we have plenty of clearance and that mount is pretty much never going to hit. So both of the passenger and driver's side mounts are now tacked in place. As you can see here, same style as this side over there, just a pipe off the hockey puck there, and then a angled cut at the top, and then a complete notch around the pipe on the bottom. And here's a look at this side again. A couple tacks on there, and tacks there. And in the pipe, of course, we can fit a socket and a ratchet in there, no problem. So now what I'm gonna do is take both off. I will completely weld it all the way around. I'll make sure it doesn't warp or anything. It's pretty thick stuff, so it should be fine. And then we'll get it back in, remove this engine hoist bar. We'll undo the straps and stuff, make sure it's there in place. And then now that we have the front situated, we'll move towards the transmission tunnel. I grabbed some material here, so we can go ahead and do that. So let's just skip ahead. I'm gonna finish welding these, and then we're gonna look and see what we need to do for the transmission mount. So here is its final resting place, at least with the engine mounts in. As you can see, I welded them all up and I gave them a quick coat of paint. It's a little wet right now, but I figured I'd throw them in anyways. Don't want to just sit around and watch it dry. But yeah, here it is. Pretty center as I can get it. And as you can see, with the ZF trans straight up and down, lined up with the shifter as well. We have the factory, I guess, BMW lean, which is essentially the same as the Volkswagen lean. So there's that all sorted. So now that this is situated and in the correct position below the hood, of course, let's go check out the transmission and talk about what we need to do for that. All right, so let me show you guys what we're working with here. It's a little bit tight, so I'm trying to get the best angle I can. But essentially these ears are the transmission mounts. Ignore the crack on this one, I dropped it. But yeah, these are the chassis side mounts. So as you can see, we're doing pretty good. It is going to be a little slightly lower once it's off the jack stand there. But as you can see, we're not too far off on the trans mounts. It is obviously a lot shorter than an SR or a KA trans, so the forward to back distance here is a little big, but nothing we can't work with. Essentially what I'm going to start off with is to build a structure on the trans itself, and then we're going to build essentially a plate from each mount here that kind of goes to that structure. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple of feet of 2x1 square tubing. We're going to build the structure here. Obviously there's two trans mounts on either end, so it's going to sit about here, almost the same height as the trans mounts, and then again we'll just branch out and build some structure. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do for this section here. Let's build this, and I'm going to bolt it back up and see how far we are and what we need to do to connect the pieces here. Alright, so here is the material that I'll be building the main section out of. It's 2x1 square tubing, like I mentioned, and then a few things up here. So this is the stock BMW ZF transmission mount for the manual cars. And then a quick template I drew off of this. So essentially what I'm grabbing here is the angle for both the transmission mounts. So we want it to line up. And then we'll use that as a reference for the center section. And of course, build off each edge once we have the center section complete. And then just the chassis needs to be connected. So now that I have these angles, I can go ahead and cut this square tubing into 3 sections. One center section and then 2 obviously side pieces with the center section notched for those angles. This is what I'm planning to use for the chassis side stuff, so just some spare metal I have laying around that I'm gonna hopefully be able to use. I might need something a little longer, but essentially it'll go to the chassis and then I'll build a structure that connects. So let me just build this center section quickly and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is what I've quickly come up with. This is obviously not the final product, and it's not fully welded, of course, just in place to see what we're working with. but this will be the center section where the transmission mounts are going to connect to the transmission. We grab the mounts, we're going to bolt this up in the car, and then see how far we are off to the chassis stuff. Making some good progress here on the transmission mount, so I figured I would show you guys what I'm doing here before I go ahead and finish it up. So this is the square tubing section that we were looking at earlier, 2x1 in 3 pieces. Over here I have some poly E36 mounts, so they're just like factory BMW mounts, over here and here. And then obviously I drilled some holes for the bolt to go through, and then I'll widen them here so I can get the nut on the bottom. So those are up there on top of the mount. And over here on the chassis side, I made a plate that bolts up to the factory mounts, the factory holes on the chassis. Over here it's notched for the transmission mount, and then using some cardboard, I made a nice little bracket here. So essentially this bracket will connect the 2 pieces, and then also I'll create a few more pieces or an entire kind of square tubing piece here that will connect the 2, and then it'll be boxed on the end. Same thing on the other side, just that it sits a little lower, so it's not going to be this aggressive of an angle. It's kind of going to be pretty much flat, almost straight to that mount. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tack this side up, finish that side, and then I will show you guys the completed mount once I have it all welded up and cut up, so you know, it kind of looks a bit nicer, so it's not just a huge square piece here kind of flinging out the side. But yeah, gonna go ahead and finish this up, and I will continue filming once I have this thing all welded up. All right, so here is the mount in its almost final form. As you can see, welded it all the way around, pretty much everywhere. I need to do the bracing on the back here and here, but I'm out of material. I don't have any more metal to use really. So I'm just gonna leave it at this for now. We're gonna bolt it up in the car just so the trans can actually sit up on its own, make sure that's all good. And then we can pull this thing out and assemble the flywheel and clutch and all that stuff. So let's get this thing back in the car, see what it looks like in there, and then wrap this up. Okay, and here is the mount in the car. Transmission is supported by the mount, no jack stands or anything. Not the prettiest, but again, I still do have to make a few extra braces and obviously clean it up and paint it, so it'll look a little better by the time I'm finished. All right, so that is the engine and transmission mount fully bolted up. Drivetrain is hanging on its own, bolted to the chassis, no supports or anything, and that is a huge item off the checklist. This is probably one of the most annoying parts in doing swaps like these, because too many measurements and a lot of things can go wrong, but as you can see, I think we nailed it for this one. So next video, we got to pull this thing back out and probably figure out what pressure plate, flywheel, and clutch we're going to use. It's still a bit of a mystery to me, so if you have any experience with a swap, 1.8T and a ZF, let me know what you used. I want to stick with a 240 mil clutch, which is a factory BMW, and not size it down because it's going to involve some custom work. I have a few ideas that might work, so I'm going to order parts and see if it does. But if you've dealt with this before and somehow know a setup that works with a 240 mil clutch, maybe use the 6P flywheel, let me know and I'll get those parts ordered and on the way. All right guys, so that's it for this one. It's a pretty boring one. It's a bit all over the place, but it's one of the most important parts in getting a swap like this finished. So hopefully you enjoyed it, or at least maybe learned something for your own swap. As always, leave a comment if you have any tips for me or any questions, and I'll try to get them answered. Stay tuned for the next one where we hopefully get this thing closer to the finish line.